Welcome to the Cyber Trap House. Have you ever been given the most bland and unseasoned tech transition advice of just build a lab and nothing else? No direction? Well, you're in the right place. My name is Jen, and I'm going to be your Cyber Trap House dealer. I'm going to give you exactly what you need to add the most flavor to your resume to keep the recruiters coming back for more. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to go to Google and I want you to search VMware downloads. Once you get to that web page, which is this, I want you to scroll all the way to this part that says products and accounts and then go to trial and free solutions. Click it. Go all the way to the bottom and you're going to download the free products. Don't get any of the trials, get free products. VMware is a hypervisor. Your hypervisor is what's going to run the virtual machines that you're going to use to create your home lab. You don't need extra computers. Just listen to what I'm saying. Download this free product called a hypervisor that is going to run your virtual computer. Yes, you're going to run a computer inside of your computer. All right. If you are on a Mac, download VMware Fusion Player. If you are using Windows, download VMware Workstation Player free. If you don't know what kind of computer that you are using, you probably don't need to be watching this tutorial. Don't go up here and download any of this trial stuff. Don't be hard-headed. Download the free stuff. VMware Fusion Player if you're on a Mac, VMware Workstation Player if you're on Windows machine. All right, let's go to the next thing I want you to do is go in Google and I want you to search for Kali. All right, if you don't want to do a Google search, just go to www.kali.org. We're going to download Kali Linux. Okay, this is going to be the machine that you use to attack a vulnerable machine. All right, the reason we downloaded a hypervisor so we can do this in a contained environment that doesn't mess up your computer. All right, so you went to Kali. I want you to click downloads. Your platform is going to be a virtual machine. Remember I said you're going to create a computer inside your computer. So we want a virtual machine. When we click this, it's going to give us a packaged version of a computer that we're going to load inside your computer. It might sound crazy right now, but just stick with me. Remember we downloaded VMware? I want you to click this so that you can download your version of Kali Linux. All right. I'm not going to download it because I already have it on my computer. All right. Once you download that, we're going to load it into VMware. Okay. So you have your VMware Fusion downloaded and hopefully installed. All right. Because I'm not going to walk you through every single step. Some of it is going to be a little bit of research on your behalf. So now you have VMware Fusion, right? What we're going to do is add Kali Linux to this window. All right. So the easiest way for me to show you is to click this little plus sign. We're going to add a virtual machine. So you click that, new, import an existing virtual machine because we already got one that exists. Remember, we downloaded it. So you click this button right here and then click continue. All right. It should be somewhere in a folder where you saved it. Wherever you downloaded it at, wherever it's at, it's going to be there. So then you click on that and click continue. All right. To import it, you must read and accept and follow the following license agreement. Of course you accept because you really want to get this flavor on your resume. So go ahead and accept. And it's going to take a couple of minutes. But once it's done, all of these little circles will be filled in. I'm not going to do it because I already have it imported. All right. So I'm going to pause right here and let you guys catch up. And then we'll move on to the next step. Okay. So now you have your virtual machine ready to go. But don't run it just yet. We need to set up some networking stuff so that your virtual machine will be able to talk to your vulnerable virtual machine. All right, there's a couple of things that probably ain't gonna make sense, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. The way we need to set it up is so that each virtual machine will get its own local IP address so that they can talk inside of your network here at the house. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, instead of having it network attached, I'm gonna change it to bridged. Network attached means that the virtual machine is gonna have the same IP address as your host machine, which is probably your Mac. So my MacBook is the host machine. VMware is the hypervisor. All right, so what we did was we downloaded a hypervisor so that we can use the hypervisor as the host instead of your actual machine as the host. Anyway, click on Kali. We want to go to virtual machine, and then right here where it says network adapter, we're going to change it from NAT to bridge. Okay, and we'll go ahead and light this machine up. Hopefully it works on the first try. If not, this is another part where it's going to take you a little bit of research to figure out why Google is going to be your best friend. So click play. It's going to give you a little pop-up. Click OK. Boom, bap. All right, Kali is running. So I'm going to go ahead and make it full screen because it looks better. It's going to take a second to boot up, but once it does, you're going to have to put in the password. And I think the original password that comes with it is, the username is Kali, and the password is Kali. Click login. Ladies and gentlemen, you have just launched a computer inside of your computer. All right. Now, if you're not familiar with Linux, don't worry. We're going to do very, very basic stuff to get you going. But at least now you have your attacker machine. You click over here. You've got a wired connection. It's going to be whatever it is. Don't worry about it. Don't change anything. Got a sound setting over here. And then we're going to go ahead and shut this thing down. All right, because we got some other stuff we need to do before we start attacking. Next thing we need to do is get our vulnerable machine. All right, so we're going to use a website called SourceForge. And inside of SourceForge, they have a lot of good stuff for security machines or other virtual machines for various different products. So if you can't figure out what the website is, just Google OWASP Broken Web Applications Project. All right. And as long as it gives you the SourceForge page, that's all we really need. Once you get on here, I want you to download the OVA, which is the actual virtual machine we're going to load into VMware. All right. So I don't think that I have downloaded this one, but I'm going to go ahead and do it just to be sure. All right. So I'm going to save it. I don't want to open in VirtualBox. That's a different hypervisor. We'll talk about that one in a different video. Click save. And it's going to go into the folder that I choose. All right. I don't want it there. I don't want it there either. I'm tripping. Put it in my Linux machines. See, it's already in there, so I'm not going to do it. All right. All right, so download that, and then we're going to go ahead and load it into VMware. All right, so hopefully you have the vulnerable virtual machine downloaded. We're going to go ahead and walk through getting that one in here. So we're going to go back and do the same thing we did. We're going to click new. We are going to import an existing virtual machine, continue. This time it's not in here, so I'm going to have to go search for wherever I saved it at. So I'm going to choose files. It's in my Linux machines. OWASP Broken Web, right there. Boom. Click open. It's highlighted. Continue. Yes, I want to save it in my virtual machines. Actually, I don't, because I don't want to use up space on my computer. Where do I want to save this at? sure right there. Yep. And then it's going to do its thing. All right. Be patient with the process because this is probably what takes the longest. The fun stuff is coming as soon as we get this up and going. I'm going to go ahead and pause for the sake of brevity so that this video isn't extremely long. Okay, all right, welcome back to the trap house. I hope you got your little sweet tea while you were letting that download. All right, so now it's done, right? Remember how we had to change the network settings? So within this window, we can go ahead and do that. All right, right now you see it still says NAT. I don't want to do that because it's going to share the IP address with my MacBook, and that's not what I want. I want this machine to have its own IP address. If you don't know what IP address is, that's just like your social security number. All right, everybody got their own. I don't want to share my social security number. All right, so customize settings, right? Virtual machine, network adapter. We don't want that. We want bridge. Click that, and let's get it started. Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna do this right now. I'm gonna click don't upgrade, and we're gonna see what happens together. You're running it. Okay. Do my thing. Let it run. It's still loading. So if you see that, don't worry. It's doing its thing. All right. So I wanted to start fresh from this page because I want to open both of the virtual machines so that you can see something really cool. So I'm going to start with the OWASP machine, the broken web one, and I'm going to play that one first. All right. Sorry, I had to move that from the other side. I do not want to upgrade right now. I just want it to do what it's supposed to do. And once it finishes logging in, I'm going to open up Kali, and we're going to try to see if we can get both of these virtual machines to talk to each other. Okay, there we go. So now we have to log in, right? And it's vulnerable. So it's going to tell you right here, log in with the username, root, and the password, OWASP BWA. So root, OWASP BWA. All right, cool. There it is. It's got the IP address for SSHing into that. We don't really need to do all that. But if you want to know what the IP address is for this one, on a Windows computer, you would type ipconfig, but because this is Linux, we're going to type in ifconfig. Okay. Just felt like a hacker when you did that, right? That's exactly how I want you to feel. And make sure you get you one of these little click-clacky keyboards. You feel like a champ. All right, so there it is. It's got its own IP address and all that other good stuff, right? Now, what you'll notice is that your mouse is stuck inside this VM. If you want to release it on a Mac, you're going to push the Control and Command, and it's going to release it. Okay, so I'm going to do that right there, and I'm going to move this out of the screen because I want to also load Kali. Okay, so just remember, matter of fact, we're going to put them both on the same screen so you can see. All right. Now, Kali doesn't necessarily grab the mouse the way the other one does, so you might not have to release it, but if you do, it's the same thing. Control and Command will release your mouse so that you can take control over it again. So remember, for Kali, it's Kali, log in. We're going to open up a terminal, which is like the command line in a Windows machine. And we want to know our IP address and make sure that this one is different than the broken web app. All right, so remember ifconfig Did we set it up right? This one don't have the right IP address. You see that? That's not what we want. So now we gotta do some troubleshooting. And I'll be right back. All right, I was lying to y'all. I don't need to do any troubleshooting. It's just that there's more to this up here. So if you scroll back up, it'll tell you the IP address up here. So 192.168.1.178, right? See that? 192.168.1.78. If you come over here, 192.168.1.154. Okay, so now we're gonna see if we can talk to these two. All right, we're gonna do some fake hacker stuff. I mean, this is real stuff that people do because you use a ping to just see if you can talk to it. So we're gonna type in ping and this IP address right here. Okay, so ping 192.168.1.154. Oh, I'm using the keyboard that doesn't. All right, y'all, forgive me. All right, ping 192.168.1.154. Okay, and it works, right? We can talk from our Kali machine to the broken web app machine. Okay. All right, we're gonna stop this. Control C. All right, there it is. We sent 19 pings over. 19 were received. Nothing was dropped. Easy peasy. All right. So let's do it the other way around. See if we can talk to it. So ifconfig. All right, and this one is. There we go. So we're gonna click over here and type ping 192.168.1.178. There it is. All right. We sent over a ping to Kali just to see if they could talk. Now it's time to do some fun stuff. So I'm gonna do Control C to stop that from going. And we're gonna move on to the next part of the lesson.